As an administration, we have prioritized public accountability by strengthening the anti-corruption agencies and according them the needed independence to execute their statutory mandates. This enabling environment is evident in the impact that has been made in the last 2 years. The EFCC, for example, has recorded over 7,000 convictions in the first 2 years of the present administration and recovered assets in excess of 500 billion naira. Recovered proceeds of crime by the agency are being plugged back into the economy to fund critical social investment programs, including the students' loan and consumer credit schemes. We are equally working within the boundaries of separation of powers to support the judiciary in improving the working conditions of judicial officers. The remuneration of judges has improved, and we are committed to further enhancement of their welfare and facilities. My lords, distinguished guests, we have an opportunity to consolidate the efforts of the last 2 years to deliver an optimal anti-corruption framework that will support our quest for growth and development. A Nigeria free of corruption is possible if we all commit to doing what is right in our respective spheres of influence and ensuring that those who deviate from the norm are not allowed to go scot-free. A robust judicial system is central to the success of anti-corruption efforts, and I count.
The war against corruption demands a trinity of virtue: an independent judiciary, a disciplined enforcement community, and a vigilant citizenry. Where these three stand united, no fortress of corruption can stand. Where they falter, no constitution can save us. The workshop, therefore, is more than a professional symposium. It is a crucible of renewal, a place where investigators, prosecutors, and judges forge their instruments not in rivalry, but in unity, where the fire of intellect tempers the steel of justice. In this union of purpose, we see the promise of a nation that will not kneel before corruption, but rise above it. To our noble justices and judges who daily hold the balance between power and the people, I offer not
As I observed at last year's workshop, our decisions as judicial officers have a profound impact on the growth and stability of our nation. It therefore behoves us to ensure that those decisions reflect an appreciation of the evolving dynamics of financial systems, the complexities of the global economy, and the rapid technological innovations that enable both legitimate commerce and criminal enterprise. We must remain proactive and adaptive, ensuring that the law continues to keep pace with the innovations that criminals exploit. The judiciary remains the last line of defense against impunity. The fight against economic and financial crimes cannot succeed if the judiciary falters. Each ruling, each judgment carries implications that extend far beyond the courtroom. They either strengthen or weaken the people's faith in the capacity of the law to hold all persons accountable regardless of status, power, or privilege. This is why we must be deliberate and disciplined in applying the tools already at our disposal. The Administration of Criminal Justice Act 2015, for instance, was designed, among other objectives, to prevent delays and ensure that criminal trials, particularly those involving corruption and financial crimes, are conducted with speed and efficiency. It is therefore imperative that we exercise firm control of proceedings, adopt proactive case management techniques, and remain vigilant against tactics that
and the image of the court as the temple of justice is eroded. The only victor in this circumstance is corruption and financial crimes. My Lord, while the Nigerian judiciary is blessed with competent and courageous judges and justices, the actions and decisions by a few are sources of worry to agencies such as the EFCC. For instance, the Commission is disturbed by the trend in which some judges of state high courts issue orders to apprehend the powers of the Commission to investigate money laundering cases, even though it is clearly established that those matters are outside their purview. More worrisome is the fact that most of those decisions are made ex parte. Even where the Commission appeals, there are no restraints in making contempt decisions against it. In addition, contradictory decisions by courts of coordinate jurisdiction in high-profile corruption cases encumbers the work of the Commission. This is also the case where senior lawyers are allowed to store the arraignment of corruption suspects through frivolous applications. Your Excellency, my Lord, these antics leave society with suspicion that the court and the prosecution are not keen about justice. This feeds into the theme of the workshop, enhancing justice in the fight against economic and financial crimes. It is a clarion call to interrogate the absurdities obstructing the flow of the will of justice, especially in the cases of corruption and other forms of economic crime.